Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there kids, how are you doing? Welcome back to today's class. Today is the sixth class of our sketching course and I am super excited to, be back and teach you what we're going to be going ahead and doing today. Now, before we get started with talking about everything related to the sketching course, that is all of the materials that we need, then we can go, all of the things that we'll actually be going ahead and doing. I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the certificate program. Now, the certificate program is a very, very simple program. We just want to go ahead and give you a certificate for all of the classes that you're already attending. But just a couple of pointers, before we start providing the certificate, that is, if you're going ahead and missing any classes in between of any course, make sure you actually go ahead and attend all of them, because we don't want you to go ahead and miss any class. So if you go ahead and attend all of the classes, for example, if you're doing sketching right now and you want the certificate, then go ahead and attend all of the classes of the course. That is 8 classes. Apart from that, one thing to also remember is that I want you to go ahead and make the submissions of all of the classes in order to get the certificate. This is basically a way of identification that you've gone ahead and learned everything in order, and also you've been able to do everything in order. Now, what is the reason that I'm providing, or we are providing you this certificate? It's very, very simple. The certificate is sort of like an identification of what you have learned. That is, this skill that you've learned of sketching, or any other skill that you're going ahead and taking up, whether it's dancing or any other art form that you're learning, whether it's general knowledge, whatever it is, basically you're going ahead and learning something. So in order to basically provide that, okay, look, I have learned this and this is what I am going ahead and doing, and this is my skill that I have developed, the certificate will be sort of that proof. So you can go ahead and show it to your teachers, you can show it to your colleagues, you can go ahead and show it to your friends, you can go ahead and show it to anybody later on in the future, providing that this is what I have gone ahead and learned, and it can be very, very helpful. So make sure you go ahead and want that certificate, and in order to get the certificate, keep these 2 pointers, that A, you have to go ahead and attend all of the classes, and B, you have to go ahead and make all of your submissions. Now, apart from that, one bit about the submissions, like you all know, you get picked as the top 10 in terms of whatever submissions you do. So I've been looking at all of the submissions for the past some time, and I've been looking at how all of you are going ahead and making the effort to submit. Now, some of you may be shying away to not make your submission just so that you've not done a good job or you don't think it's neat. But I feel no matter what your sheet looks like, go ahead and make that submission. The reason I am saying this is because the more I see the submissions, the more I can identify what you are able to learn and what you're not able to learn. For example, I was looking at last class's submissions and I saw that a few things here and there were not as easy for y'all to do. So if I feel like, okay, this is not as easy for you all to do, then maybe I can go ahead and explain it a little better. Or if I can't explain it a little better, then I can go ahead and eliminate that part and introduce something easier. Or if I feel like, no, you all are able to do it so easily and you're doing such a wonderful job, then I can go ahead and make it a little harder. So depending on your submissions, obviously I'm picking the top 10, but it also kind of gives me an insight of how you guys are doing your courses. So make sure to make all of your submissions. Now let's get going with today's class. Now today's class is all about doing scribbling. Now though the name sounds very fun and we want to go ahead and do scribbling all over, we all love scribbling, we're going to be doing scribbling in terms of it being a shading technique. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning how to do the scribbling technique like we've been doing all of our rest of the classes, scribbling technique. And then we're going to go ahead and actually shade a tree out the day. Like I told you in the last classes, we've gone ahead and done a few objects that is still life. For example, we did a bowl, we did a teacup, we did a vase, we went ahead and did all of that. But more than that, we need to move on to doing subjects related to nature. So all of our next classes are going to be everything related to nature, and we're going to be taking it a step forward. So today we're going to be going ahead and doing a tree, wherein we're going to be learning how to shade a tree using a scribbling technique. Now what we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and learn the technique. After that, I'm going to give you an idea on how to go ahead and draw it, marking off the shading, and then finally we're going to go ahead and actually shade the tree itself. Now let's get started with all of the materials that you need for today's class. All right, so the first thing that you need for today's class is obviously going to be a sheet of paper. You can go ahead and take an A4 size sheet of paper, an unruled sheet of paper. You can go ahead and take any sheet that you have around with you. If you do not have a sheet like so, then you have a drawing book, then go ahead and take a drawing book. You can go ahead and take a journal book, or you can go ahead and take a sketchbook. So have some sheet that is basically unruled and you can go ahead and utilize that. The next thing that you need for today's class is going to be a bunch of sketch pens. Now you can go ahead and take as many colors as you like, or as little colors as you like. The colors that we are specifically going to be using today is going to be a brown and a green, because like I said, we're going to be doing a tree. So these are the two specific colors that we're going to be using. If you want to go ahead and do a multicolor tree, that is, you want to go ahead and do dark green, light green, or maybe you want to do like a pink tree, anything, up to you. Basically pick up the colors of your choice. I'm going to be doing a normal green tree, so you can go ahead and do that with me if you like. Now next thing that you will need is a pencil. I haven't shown a pencil over here, but you can go ahead and grab one if you need one. These few steps where you do need a pencil, it's basically only for drawing two boxes. You can go ahead and do it with a sketch pen as well. If you want to take a pencil, then you can take a pencil. So first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and mark out two boxes on the side of our sheet. Here, if you want to go ahead and take a ruler, that is, you want to go ahead and take a scale, then you can go ahead and use the scale for drawing the boxes. But if you feel, no, I'm very comfortable doing it freehand now, then you can go ahead and do it freehand. That's completely up to you. Go ahead and do it whatever way you like. Now, like in all of our classes, we've been going ahead and following the technique of dark, medium, light. In today's class as well, we're going to be following the same technique of dark, medium, light. What we're going to be doing is we're going to have the right side as our dark for the first picture and our left side as the light. For our second box, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and have the dark part as the top and the light part as the bottom. So let me go ahead and show you the shading technique now. I can see that all of you have got a hang of the box and everybody's drawn it. So we can go ahead and get started. Now here you can go ahead and take any sketch pen of your choice. I'm just going to go ahead and take a green color sketch pen because I just felt like that's more convenient to do. So I'm just going ahead and taking a green color sketch pen, and I'm going to just go ahead in circles in that whole box. Now here I'm not worried about how close they are or how far they are. I'm just randomly going ahead and filling up the box. So you can see just randomly filling up the box with a bunch of scribbles. Now, this is our step number one. Now, if you remember all of our classes of the past, you will remember that on one side, wherever we want our dark tone, we go ahead and do whatever we are doing close together. That's the whole idea that we want to stick with. Now, the same thing we're going to go ahead and do in today's class. That is, on one side, we're going to go ahead and do the dark tone, which is the right hand side. And over there, the same scribbling that we did, we will do it more. So let me show you what I mean by that. So you want to go ahead and do a lot of it right there to create the dark tone. So there you go. You can see how it's looking. I'm just going ahead and filling that whole patch in completely. So there we have our dark tone. So look at the difference. You can see dark on one side and you can see light on one side, because at that patch we have so many scribbles going on. Now, I'm going to wait for you just a second over here, just in case you haven't done it. I'm going to wait for you to go ahead and do it, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, I'm looking at everybody's work and everybody's doing such a wonderful job. Good job, everybody. Very happy with your work. Okay, well done. So since everybody's done their dark tone, you can do the medium tone. Now with the medium tone, I don't want you to go ahead and do as closely as with the dark tone. I want you to go ahead and make it a little further away from each other. So you can see just a little further away from each other. And there we go, simple. I just very little, added in a few strokes, because automatically I got my medium tone. We already have that layer at the bottom, so it looks like medium tone. So if you look at that box now, we have a good dark, medium, light going on. Perfect. I'm just waiting for you all. If you haven't gone ahead and done it, you can take your time and go ahead and do it. No problem about that. Very well done, everybody. Everybody's works are looking so nice. I'm looking able to look at everybody's book and looking excellent. Very well done, everybody. Perfect. Since everybody's gone ahead and done a good job with this, now we can go ahead and move on to doing the next box. Now in the next box, like I mentioned, I want my dark tone on top, but we're going to go ahead and start with simple scribbles all over. Here I'm going to go ahead and take a brown color sketch pen, because that's the theme for today at 3. So we're going to have, green and brown. So I'm just taking a brown color sketch pen and I'm going all over. Perfect. This is our first step. So go ahead and do so. Take your time with this. If you need to go ahead and do it slowly, do it slowly. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to do it fast. There is no rush in this. Take your time to do it. Very well done, everybody. Good job. Excellent. Okay, everybody's scribble is looking very nice. Good job, everybody. Well done. Excellent. Okay, so everybody's scribble is looking very nice, the first line. So now the top portion of it, we're going to go ahead and darken up. Now you know the drill behind it, so go ahead and darken that part up completely. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. So now we have our dark tone done. Go ahead and do a similar thing. Very well done. Excellent job, everybody. Good job. Okay, so now everybody's gone ahead and done the dark tone. Now we can go ahead and do the medium tone. And medium tone, you can see it's very, very little effort. It's not doing a lot of things for medium tone. You just want to slightly go ahead and do a little for your medium tone. So excellent job. So I'm just going to wait here just in case, someone has not done it or needs to go ahead and take their time to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. No problem whatsoever. Perfect. I'm looking at everybody's work looking very, very nice. All right, now since everybody's gone ahead and finished up on doing both of their boxes, that is dark, medium, light on the first one from side to side and the second one from top to bottom, we can go ahead and move on to doing the illustration of the tree. Now this part of it, I'm going to go ahead and draw by myself. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw it and explain to you on how to go ahead and do it. So this part you don't have to draw. Only the next tree that I will do with you, you will go ahead and draw. So here I'm going to go ahead and draw the tree. I've just taken a random purple color sketch pen right here to do this. I've gone ahead and run the two trunks of the tree like so. Now this is again, like I'm mentioning once again, just the explanation. And here I'm going ahead and doing a bunch of bushes. So like if you know how to draw a cloud, then this is very easy for you to do. You just want to do curve, 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 and you want to go ahead and do many till the point that you feel that this looks like a tree I'm happy with. So you can go ahead and do as many or as little as you like. It's completely up to you on as terms of how many you want to go ahead and do, but as as much as possible as you want to do, but as long as it looks like a tree. So this is what the tree figure would look like. Now let me show you how we will go ahead and divide it. Now here we're going to be going from side to side. So let me show you. So on our left hand side, we're going to be sticking to our dark tone. So like, I always mark out with a dotted line. So I'm marking out in three parts. And now every single bush also is going to be the same way. We're going to be dividing it into three parts. All of the bushes are going to be divided in the same exact manner. So you can see very, very simple. Perfect. So now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out my dark, medium, light. Just have a look at how I'm marking it out. So you can see dark, medium, and then a light. So dark on the leftmost side, and on the rightmost side we have our light tone. So what we're going to do is whatever we've seen in that green box, no, same thing we're going to go ahead and follow throughout. Now I hope this explanation has made sense to you and you understand what we have gone ahead and planned out to do next. Yeah, I see everybody looks pretty okay with it. Nobody looks confused and is scared to go ahead and do it. So we can get started. Perfect. Let's get started. So take a fresh sheet of paper, or if you have space in the same sheet of paper, you can go ahead and take the same sheet of paper. And I'm going to directly draw with the sketch pen, and I'm taking a brown color sketch pen and drawing the trunk of the tree. Don't worry, I'm going to wait for you right after drawing the trunk. If you need to go ahead and take time to go ahead and draw it, no problem. Take your time to go ahead and draw it. Well done, everybody. Good. If you feel like, I see some of you using your pencil, so again, if you feel like it's too hard to directly go ahead and draw with sketch pen, no problem, use your pencil to go ahead and draw it if you need to, and then you can go ahead and use your sketch pen later on, no problem. Very well done. Perfect. Now everybody's gone ahead and done their tree trunk. Now we can go ahead and take our green color sketch pen and draw all of those clouds to go ahead and make it look like a tree. Now here, do as many as you like I said, and or do as little as you like, but make sure it looks like a tree. You do not want to go ahead and make it look like, it's not a tree. So just make sure of that. So cloud shape. Here you can go ahead and take dark green, light green, whatever you prefer. If you're going ahead and drawing with pencil, that is also completely all right. Completely up to you. So you can see I'm just stacking one over the other, just forming the tray shape. Wherever in the gaps I feel like, no, it needs a little bit more, I'm going ahead and adding that in. So I'm just going to pause it right there so you see what I have done. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to wait here just for a second, so that all of you are caught up with me and are not away from what I am doing, and I'm not going too fast and rushing away with all of my work. So I'm just going to wait right here so that all of you have drawn your trees very comfortably. Well done, everybody. Excellent, excellent job. Good, good, good. Very well done. Okay, so now I'm looking at everybody's work and everybody's gone ahead and done their tree drawing perfectly. So now we can go ahead and actually shade each of the trees, shade the tree out. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to follow the same exact technique that we followed for the green box earlier. That is, first we're going to go ahead and do the scribbling all over one part of the cloud. Then on the left side, we're going to go ahead and do the dark portion. Then in the center portion of the same cloud, you're going to do the medium portion, and then the light portion is going to remain as is. And we're going to follow the same technique everywhere. So let's go ahead and do that. So taking my green sketch pen, going ahead and doing my scribbles all over. Now I'm going to go ahead and darken that portion out. And I'm going to then go ahead and do my medium tone. Now this technique is very simple, fairly easy. You don't have to do it slowly and wait for me to go ahead and do it. You can go ahead and start doing it by yourself, since you now know the technique and the concept that you have to work with. So I'm just going to wait here for a second, just in case some of you have not understood it and are wondering, I didn't get what you mean or whatever. So I'm just going to wait here before you can continue. Okay, everybody's done the first one, so well done. Now the next few ones, we have like a bunch. As you can see, you can continue following the same technique. Always on the left hand side we will have the dark tone, and on the right hand side we will have the light tone. So same technique throughout. Go for it, guys. Always remember, first step is going to be to add your scribbles everywhere. And you can start with whichever one you want. You don't have to do this one, then that one, then that one. Go ahead and do whichever you like at whatever time, no problem. Do it neatly, do it as neatly as you can. Do it neatly, everybody. Whoever's doing this with pencil, also try to keep it as neat as possible. You do not want to go ahead and do it fast or anything just because you're going to go ahead and do it later again. Just go ahead and do it as neatly as you can. And look at how easy the technique is. It's not even very hard for us to go ahead and do. It's so simple, and it's something that all of us can easily go ahead and do. So I'm looking at everybody's sheets and they're looking very, very nice. Continue going ahead with it. Finish up all of your bushy parts of the tree. And don't worry if it's looking weird at this point of time. That's completely okay. It'll start looking normal in a minute or so. It'll start looking like an actual tree. And in some spots you might actually get confused on where the boundary line for the bush is, and that's okay. You can overlap a little bit and stuff. We are doing this to learn, so mistakes are completely okay. So keep doing this alongside me, everybody. Well done. Very well done, everybody. Excellent job. Perfect. Very well done. All right. So if any spots you feel like there are too many gaps and you need to go ahead and fill it up a little bit, it's looking odd, then you can go ahead and add in a little bit of, extra, scribbles here and there. But mostly you will not have that issue. All right, so I'm looking at everybody's sheets. Pretty much everybody's gone ahead and finished up their green till this point of time. So now we can just go ahead and do the same thing in the bottom. You want to go ahead and do the same exact thing for the trunk. That is, from on the left hand side, we'll have the dark, and on the right hand side, we'll have your light. So let's go ahead and do that. Taking my brown color sketch pen, going ahead and doing scribbles everywhere. Perfect. And then on my left hand side, I'm going to go ahead and do scribbles close to each other to create my dark tone. And there, what I'm going to also go ahead and do is I'm going to add like a few lines going up to make it look like, the tree branches are moving into the tree actually. And there we have our tree. I'm going to wait here, for y'all before we move ahead and before I shut the screen so that you still know what you're looking at, still doing what you are doing. Now, if you don't have brown and you have a lighter brown, then that's also completely okay. Take whichever brown color sketch pen you have, but make sure, you make it look like a tree. If you do not have brown whatsoever and you don't have any other option, then you can also go ahead and take a black color sketch pen. That should also work. Well done, everybody. Good job. Looking at everybody's work, everybody's pretty much done with their trees. So very well done. Good. Good job, everybody. Well done. All right. All right. So I'm looking at everybody's work. Pretty much all of you have finished with your tree. So excellent job. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk a little bit before we end today's class. First thing that I want to go ahead and discuss is obviously about what we learned today. The first thing that we learned was the scribbling technique itself. We learned how to go ahead and do it from side to side and then top to bottom or bottom to top, whatever you want to go ahead and call it. The next thing that we learned was how to go ahead and mark out everything in the tree itself. And after that, we actually went ahead and did the tree. Now with the tree, we learned how to go ahead and break up the tree into different parts, and then we went ahead and shaded each part slowly. Now today's submission obviously is going to be submitting the tree and not just the tree. Actually, I want you to go ahead and submit both of the boxes in which you did the scribbling as well. So where you learn the scribbling technique or the process of doing the scribbling technique. Now, why is it that I want you to submit both of those things, that is the boxes as well as the tree? The reason being is because I want to look at both of them and be able to identify whether you've understood both of the techniques itself. So both of those are very important. If your basics are right, then automatically your concept of doing the tree would be right. Apart from that, remember about the certificate program. Do not forget about the certificate program at all. Make sure you attend all of the classes and you make all of your submissions, including today's submission. And I also did speak to you a little bit about the top 10 today. That is, if you submit, then you will get one of you or 10 of you will get picked as the top 10. So make sure you get selected for that. Now in today's class, we learned scribbling. In the next class, we're going to go ahead and learn something different. That is, we're going to be learning how to do a shading of a beach ball. So make sure you attend that class as well, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at Uolo_app. I'm eagerly looking forward